Hi, welcome to Professor Kev Show. I got my friend Gabby with us from the Budget app. Gabby, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm just living the dream. So let's start at the beginning. We talked a little bit before the show. I really like what you're doing, obviously. So tell us a little bit about the Budget app.
So when I began the budget app, this was around September of 2023. Massachusetts was one of 20 states, 27 states that did not require students to pass personal finance before receiving a diploma. Here I kind of identified an issue. I reviewed another statistic that said 1 in 5 teenagers lack basic financial confidence. Personally, I'm a low income student and also a first gen college student. So this is all occurring in the midst of me applying to school. So there was issues with student loan debt, looking at the FAFSA, qualifying for federal grants, and all of that was just very overwhelming at the time. So I said, I want to do something that can eliminate the financial burden for students like me, or just anyone who isn't really granted the opportunity to have financial security early on in their lives. So that's where I started the budget app.
So we have that in common, first gen, low income also.
Yeah.
So we have that in common. So tell us about the app. How does it work?
It's basically a financial literacy mobile game and it's aimed for students who are elementary or middle school level of education. So we're starting them off very early. So
Good.
you have your avatar Bud, who is a robot that navigates this make-believe city called Castropolis. So it's a very gamified and interactive experience for the students. But we do more than just like the game. So for example, last spring I was able to visit a lot of middle schools in my local county of Plymouth County. And then we kind of hold interactive workshops for students. So we give them a little demo of the app. They would run it, give us some feedback, but also get a little understanding about what financial literacy is, the basic concepts of financial education. And then we also partner with banks or credit unions. So these are people or financial institutions who are under the FDIC and adhering to the Community Reinvestment Act. So we kind of partner with them. They give us sponsors, and in return, we advertise for them in the app. However, we don't just do like basic advertisements that disrupt the gameplay. Instead, for example, we'll have NPCs or we'll make characters for the app or for the institution. And then if they click on it, they're hyperlinked to the website. So, for example, last December, we partnered with Northeastern Savings Bank, and they gave us money for a sponsorship. And in return, we coded a character called Northeastern Savings Bank, and it's literally in the game as you're playing. It comes up to you, says, here, do you want to visit our website showcasing student opening a student checking account? And in return, you're getting our fictional currency of like 20 Bud coin. So it's definitely a really great opportunity where it kind of bridges the gap between a younger generation of students and mobile game players and also financial institutions in their local area. So they're kind of getting that exposure. And then finally, in 2025, I brought this, or 2024, I brought this project to start at Boston Week. I was able to meet a new developer, so we're going to completely refurbish the app currently. So this will include 3D gameplay, so it just looks more enhanced, but also having AI NPCs, so like the characters that you're interacting with, they're responding with AI dialogue, so that way it's more immersive and not just like any other auto-generated game.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question is the programming of this.
Mhm.
Sounds a little challenging.
It is really challenging. I mean, it's definitely taken longer. So currently we have the beta version available on the Apple Store. However, since we're kind of redoing all of it under a new developer, this has definitely been a lengthier process. We're definitely looking to like onboard more members to kind of do the graphic and the game design. Definitely something that does not come naturally to me. But it is a long process, but it's really worth it getting like those learning management systems involved, making sure it's interactive for students, making sure it's effective in like the teaching is something I want to be very methodical about, I suppose.
Makes sense. So, crystal ball time, what's the future hold? What are you hoping to accomplish with this? It's pretty amazing the educational part you're already doing.
As I mentioned, I'm kind of looking to like expand our team first. Like as I mentioned, the product that we're making, we want it to be very high end and interactive. So that goes for doing onboarding a UX designer, a game designer, someone to like write the content and the lore of the game.
Hmm.
Um, People who are interested or have experience in learning management. So to make sure the features that we have in the app are effectively teaching the students about personal finance. And then just someone to like work on the back end. So we kind of want to have a multiplayer system because a lot of the students, when we visited the schools, said they want to play multiplayer and do something competitive, which I thought was strange for like a young age group. But then also someone to kind of like get the data from the people or the students and kind of measure how well they're learning in their financial education performance throughout. So, and on top of that, I was just kind of hoping this year to get the product out, hopefully by like the summer or towards the end of 2025. That way we can actually visit schools and in the meantime host fundraisers or kind of just like get the product out there and make more students aware that financial literacy is something they should start thinking about now.
Awesome. What's the best way for people to reach out to you, especially if they have the ability to help?
Yeah, so I would say we do have an Instagram currently. It's budget app and then like the underscore. So that's probably the most effective way to reach out. Otherwise just through email, I guess, which is glopes, GLOPES 1 at babson.edu.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you so much.